This broadcast is inappropriate for all ages right here on #WeAreMovieClub. It's time for Scary Movie Squad. I am Cameron. Salutations. I am conversation ready. Hair on the camera thing. I look super sexy, I know. Don't let that fool you. I should have done this last night, but after watching this movie, I was so pissed. I really should have done it then. That would have actually gotten something really good. That would have been on the Rage Quits movies. Oh my god, I'm looking at my show notes too, and I got angry again. And I kind of forgot to do it this morning. Yeah, so we're just doing a little impromptu to get it on record for some fucking reason. I literally have a note here that says, fuck, I don't know, fighting with the rabbit so much I lost track. Oh yeah, so that was the other fun thing. On top of it, what a shitty movie this appears to be, I was fighting technical issues with Rabbit the whole time. Friday nights and Rabbit and I do not get along. I seriously think I've got to contact my ISP and threaten to leave, and then see if there are any alternatives around here. I'll look for the alternatives first and go in with that ammo, but I think I've had it. I think I've had it for the internet usage I need, and not fuck over the housemate. I don't know what it is, and it's always like certain websites. It's like either Hulu doesn't work or Twitch doesn't work or fuck, I don't know. I don't know what metrics they're using to determine, but yeah. So let's move on to the movie of the week, Quarantine LA. Now, we watched Quarantine a couple weeks back. And Quarantine's fantastic. It's one of my favorite found footage movies. It obviously took notes from some other very good ones. It's my favorite infected movie. I can't really say it's a zombie movie in the purest of senses, because they're not zombies. They're humans with rabies. Eventually, they'll all starve out. If we go, 3 weeks? And they still have to look for water and everything. Which, like, I don't understand. Like, I kind of want to see the next person who gets rabies and we know they can't be cured. Like, put them in a little hamster cage or whatever, and let's observe them. Let's figure out what it actually does. Maybe that exists. I don't know. Or maybe somebody did something similar to that and took notes. And, like, classy, like, you know? Because I want to see what that looks like. Because I want to see how you can get to such a grand scale. Because this only gets as far as, like, the LA area. And then the government's kind of got it quarantined off. And nobody in or out. And they're declaring no survivors in the zone, even though they're sending rescue groups in to capture or recover survivors. So that part's happening. That's something that is occurring. So, like, one of the soldier, the characters are so horrible in this that I just had to label things to them. It's like, I can't remember your names. I don't care enough. So it's like the doctor, the girl, the soldier, the convict, the store owner, the camera guy, Admiral Buttercrust, whatever, the chief director, the woman with no rank, or it really looked like they pulled a high schooler in their like RTC uniform, and it was like, stand here and say these lines to this guy in a captain's uniform. Ugh, chief director. Whatever. And then, like, she's making some kind of fucking, I don't know, deal with some company about zombie cures. If they have cures, I don't know. And what's it matter if they've got it quarantined off properly and they're gonna eliminate everything? I don't. Again, like, you wait about a month, and everything should be dead of its own accords. Maybe 6 weeks to 8 weeks to be super safe. And honestly, if I was in charge, that's what I'd be like. Okay, we're going to quarantine this off for 3 months, and then if we get to end it early, fantastic. We don't need napalm per se, but I'm sure you could designate a border out, pinch it, and then if you get to, like, mountains and hills and stuff and sewers where you can't secure it, like, you hold it up and you clear those areas and you get those secure, and then you push in past that. that could take quite a while, but still. I don't know what the plot of this was. Like, one of the soldiers goes home with a bite. He knows he's bit. And he roofies his wife, puts her in the trunk of his car, and drives somewhere. Maybe he really hates his wife, and he's just like, I'm gonna fuck this bitch over one last time. Maybe that's what it was. But, like, from everything that happened, it looked like he packed road food, or like a road snack. Like, he's like, oh, she'll be ripe and ready by the time I get turned into a zombie, and then I'll have food to live a little bit longer as a zombie. I don't understand. Like, they didn't give us anything. They just give us, like, flash, or, like, brief moments of him dealing with pills and his bite and everything, and then it's gone. We just move on to the next. They pull the doctor out. The one guy pulls the doctor out while his squad gets eaten. I don't even know why they went into that place, let alone why they went in the way they did and how they got surrounded. I don't know. The relationship between the little girl and the guy with the camera, which I don't even know why we have the dude from Outlast in there. It's like, immediately I saw the camera, I'm just like, he's not going to do shit. He's going to film everything, complain about being out of batteries, and not fight. Maybe he'll run. It's obvious that he's not going to do shit. If you look at this from a video game perspective, and like you look at each one, it's it's really like you've got, oh god, you've got different genres at play here, and they don't mesh well together at all. The convict ends up trying to take over the group at one point, and then I think the soldier and the wife go off on their own for I don't know why. But the convict's in contact with the chief director. Of course, she betrays him, because who the fuck wouldn't? As he's in the process of trying to betray them. I don't know if she knew, because he told them there were 3 of them. I think she just figured one would be dead and she'd kill him, and then she'd take the survivor with her. But she obviously didn't count on there being so many of them, let alone Sergeant Miller, or whatever his name was, being around. And she's an evil bitch, so whatever. I don't know. And then the wifey got the soldier to video record a confession that ends up getting out, and I think that's because they left it in the little girl's backpack. No, that's right. They had it in a backpack, and they dropped the backpack, and at some point the little girl grabs it before she's taken by the government, and then she gets away from the government by pepper spraying the guards and then running out on the street, and then she gets the tape away. Telling the world that there are real people still stuck in this quarantine zone, which is a combat zone, trying to survive. And it's not that hard, or it's not that difficult a solution to see what needs to be done. The difficulty of it is executing it properly. So like the very basis of like, we don't have a plan for this scenario. I mean, even if they rolled in there and nuked everything, like, I'd be like, well, at least you had a plan. I just didn't agree with it, and oh look, you executed it fine. But this is like, we don't have a plan. I don't know what to do. And then on top of that, they're executing what the things they are doing, like, really sloppy. Even like the traitoring and even the weird deals behind the scenes. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's a lot of bullshit, and I forgot to start that. It's fine. It's okay. This is not going to go on much longer. Amazed I've been able to do 9 minutes of this so far. And I think the first 2 or 3 I was bitching about my ISP. There's just so little to say here. I think like right before the doctor goes in to find her husband, like the soldier has this really condescending moment of like, oh, here's the safety off. Now it's ready to fire. I want you to be ready to fire. And then I'm pretty sure she goes in there and her husband eats her. I say eat, but like, it feels like even the basis of the disease has changed, like it's mutated further, and they say something like that, but I figured that was for infection purposes. Like it was almost the point of being airborne. Like now instead of being bit, you can do blood to blood transfer, different fluids, etc., whatever. Because that makes sense. That's normal viral stuff. But the idea of it changing how it changes you, that feels a little funny. That feels a little weird. Hey, kitty. It's amazing what they decide to walk on, what they don't. What was I gonna say? So the fact that they're actually like flesh eaters now instead of just rage killers, because that's what it was before, like in Quarantine, and I think in Record. I think it's a Mexican franchise if I remember right, but it's really well done. You just have to read. Is the only problem with it. They're ragey, so they're trying to kill people, but they don't necessarily like care about like what they do with them. They don't really start eating. They bite people because that's a way they can attack. Like if you wrap up with somebody and bite them, you kind of disable their arms and everything, and then if you can bite first, you're winning. That's why the little girl in Quarantine ate her mom's face. That kid did so well. I don't know. I just feel like making jokes about this storyline because it's like the chief director. I just thinking back to Red versus Blue, like oh, I forgot his name. Donut, like Corporal Kasanwich. Oh man. Yeah, Stormer gets killed. I don't even remember most of these people dying. I can't even remember the end of the movie because it ended so suddenly. Like, they get to a place and they're overlooking something, and the movie just kind of stops. And it's like, I guess they ran out of money. I don't know what's going on here. I don't get what the fuck this movie's problem is. I don't understand why the fuck anything about this. Why it's a thing. Why it exists. Who thought it was a good idea to do this? And I'm betting the screenplay was awesome. I'm betting the screenplay was like, yeah, they'll do this, and they'll do this, and there'll be these types of characters, and like we'll have a soldier and a convict, and the convict will try to betray him. And even like what I'm saying right now, like that feels compelling. That feels like there's a movie there, but they didn't flush it out. It's like they gave it to some director that was like mad at his wife that week. And he's like, we're doing this in a week, and I'm spending the other 3 weeks worth of budget on Blow. It's happening. I don't give a shit. So it's got problems. I think I'm being generous by not just going off on a fucking tangent, because I was pissed last night because I was like, I wasted. What was the runtime of this shit show? Okay, at least I'm targeting the right channel. I should just use that tab. Let's go to IMDb. Because we do, and there's nobody of note in this fucking movie either. It makes me afraid to watch Quarantine 2 because, like, I was actually excited. There's a Quarantine Island, but there's also another Quarantine that happened in 2000 versus 2008, and another one in 2015. In 2008, Gene Carpenter. I get that one looks foreign though because it's got Reza Adaran and Hamid Gudarzi, so I'm assuming Indian. There's a Quarantine in 1989. Okay, so Quarantine Island's coming out this year. My apologies, that's why I hadn't heard of it. I have no idea what the 2015 one is unless they did a remake. Okay, so the 2013 Quarantine LA has a runtime of. Why does it say 17 March 2016 South Korea on it? That's weird. It's not rated, which means that it didn't do well. Like they didn't have enough confidence in it. It's an hour 15, so it's not even like what I would consider a full-length movie. It's a long episode essentially. I'd say anything past this point is basically a movie. About an hour and a half is a movie. If you can be a hour-long episode plus an episode, then you're a movie. But you can't be an hour-long episode plus a short. That's just an extension to the original episode. That's fine. Philip Macy Wicks. I don't know. That's the director. He must have been angry with his mom. And sure enough, it's Arab, I think, or Hebrew. For the 2008 Quarantine. A young guy, Sohail, is having a reluctant life. It makes me want to do an accent. Sorry. He depends on his rich father, but one day he has a car accident which leads him to meet with a girl, Samaya. This changes the course of his life forever. So I want to say it's definitely Middle Eastern. I want to say not Muslim, Arab. It's definitely not. It's not necessarily Persian because it only applies to Iran. So I'm going to say Arab. Be nice if it had racist information there. Now, see, I say that and I put that into the universe, and then it's going to happen. It's not what I want. Iran. Oh, so I was right. It is Persian. Well, no, because that's what that weird update says. 14 May 2008, Iran. It's right after the genres on IMDb. I have no idea what this actually means. I'm going to click on it. Release info. Release dates in Iran, 1 February 2008 at the Fajr, it's F-A-J-R Film Festival, and then Iran, 14 May 2008. So, okay, apparently it's an indie film that premiered at a film festival in February and then came out later that year in May. Interesting. I wonder why it's quarantine. And the original title is Quarantine. I don't think I'm saying that right at all. But that says what the original title was is Q-A-R-A-N Quarantana. And then oh god, I'm butchering all this. Iran Persian title alternative spelling because it would normally be spelled in Arabic versus English. Garantane, which is G-H-A-R-A-N-T-I-N-A. Rooster, you want to come here? See, this is Rooster. He doesn't like being on camera, but I make him anyways. Who's a cute kitty? See, there has to be something good about this cast. Something redeemable. Talk in the microphone. Talk in the microphone. Where's your talk button? You're so loud all the time. I was holding like this yesterday. I could not, for the life of me, get you to turn around and look at me. There we go. That's all I wanted. So, he's gonna run away. Oh god. Okay, so I'm gonna get off IMDb. Quarantine 2015. I just said I was gonna get off. Is that in Hesh? Who is that? So, okay, it's so unfilled out that it doesn't even have a plot just in the description. Director J.D. Schroeder, which sounds familiar. Stars Warren Bryson and Maddie Ray Cooper, who I'm assuming is this lady that I thought was Anne Hesh. And that's not an insult. Both pretty ladies. I just don't recognize them. And there's no information here, really. It's just the two people. And Warren Bryson doesn't even have his character name there. Just Maddie Ray Cooper with Emma next to it. If I go to the full cast, is this going to be any better? Nope, just has the crew there. And it only has like 8 people. 2 executive producers, executive producer, cinematography by Schroeder, key makeup artist, sound mixer, assistant camera, production. It's so funny to see this sort of thing. What the fuck? It really makes me curious to go out and see it. But for the life of me, I can't imagine a format in which I would. Because I'm going to try to turn this around. I'm going to try to put better, more renowned movies on these, except for Bad Movie Club, who's continued with Kevin Smith until... we'll probably go back to goddamn theater mode after that. Because they're better at finding bad movies than I ever will be. But till you see us next time, we do have other movies that we watch. Double feature on Sunday, Rabbit/Camera Eyes, 7 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, and Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. Next week we will be doing, I think, Aliens. No, Triangle. That's what we're doing. So I had a couple movies lined up. This is one, and then Triangle. We're going to do Triangle. Here we are. Triangle's fucking awesome. I've seen it before, and I really want to rewatch it, so we're going to do it again for that. Instead of just letting me, watch things on my own and enjoy them by myself. I want to share So join us, comment, talk, chat, whatever, over on Rabbit/Camerai. And yeah, it's a thing would do. Till you see me next time, I am Camerai, and this has been #WeAreMovieClub. Scary Movie Squad. If you want to see anything else we're up to, go ahead and click the annotations and they'll take you to our other channels. Thanks for watching.